Warlocks have one of the most powerful builds in Destiny 2 Renegades, and it utilizes an exotic called the Nothing Manacles. The Nothing Manacles has been around forever, but with the release of Destiny 2 Renegades, Bungie reworked this exotic, and it is performing extremely well in the current sandbox. So in this video, I'm gonna go over a powerful Warlock build that you guys should be using. It's been helping me get through the legendary campaign with no problems at all. Gonna go over all the mods, aspects, and fragments, and as always, down in the description there will be a dim link that you can just copy and paste so you guys can try this build out for yourself. So let's get into this.
Yo, it's time to subscribe to Paid to Be Famous. What are you doing?
Subscribe to Paid to Be Famous.
Subscribe to Paid to Be Famous. Like the video, come on.
Hell
you know
yeah.
the drill.
Button.
And slap that like button.
For those of you who didn't know, the Nothing Manacles exotic gauntlets for the Warlock comes with the exotic perk called Scatter Charge. You gain an additional scatter grenade charge, enables tracking for scatter grenade projectiles. Scatter grenade final blows now create additional scatter grenade projectiles. So essentially, while wearing these gauntlets, this gave you the chaos accelerant void aspect for free. The whole scatter grenade submunitions track to nearby targets. While wearing these gauntlets, you didn't need to equip this aspect, you just had it intrinsically with the gauntlets. But now with the release of Destiny 2 Renegades, in the patch notes, they state that the Nothing Manacles now spawns additional scatter seekers on a scatter grenade kill. And now if you have the chaos accelerant aspect equipped, when you charge up the scatter grenade ability, you'll get a faster final projectile speed. So I'm going to unequip the chaos accelerant. I do not have it equipped. Now I'm going to throw this grenade out in the middle. And as you can see, we killed a couple of scions there. Now we're going to head over here and equip the Chaos Accelerant Void aspect. And now we're going to charge up this grenade and throw it in the same spot. And as you can see, those Seekers now seek out faster, and it is basically clearing the entire room, which is pretty insane. And if there were more ads, it would still be going on right now. So with the update to this exotic, you definitely want to be running this Chaos Accelerant Void aspect. But now getting into the build, obviously Void Walker subclass, and we are going to be taking the Nova Warp, which states that when we press down the RB button, we'll be able to teleport a short distance and release Weakening Seekers. Now this is actually a brand new feature that came with Renegades. So now when I pop my super, I'm going to teleport and you're going to see those Void Seekers just like from the grenade. Teleport there and those Seekers will spawn and kill enemies. So you can just teleport all around and you don't actually have to use the right trigger attack. And those Void Seekers while in your super are actually going to weaken targets as well. You don't absolutely have to use Nova Warp. I'm just using it because it just got updated. So if you're in need of like boss damage or something like that, definitely go with Cataclysm or the Vortex. Those are obviously going to be better for single target damage. The Nova Warp is more for ad clear. For the abilities, we are taking the Healing Rift for that survivability. Use whatever jump that you want. We've got the Pocket Singularity. Launch an unstable ball of void energy that detonates when it is near targets, pushing them away from the blast and making them volatile. And Bungie recently updated this melee, so you get 2 charges with it, and it has some insane tracking. It goes for a pretty far distance. Be standing all the way back here and shoot this bad boy. Really fun melee. Then of course for the grenade, you have to take the scatter grenade because we are wearing the Nothing Manacles. For our first aspect, we have Feed the Void. Defeat a target with a void ability to activate Devour. Your Devour effects are improved, restoring additional health and grenade energy. So if we take a look here, I've got 3 grenade charges right now. I'm going to dump 2 of them. Then I'm going to throw 1 down here. And you can just watch my grenade ability go up with each kill. Just like that, we have our grenade back. Then of course we already went over the Chaos Accelerant and how good it is now with the Scatter Grenade and Nothing Manacles. For the first fragment, we're taking Echo of Expulsion. Void ability final blows cause targets to explode, and it gives us a +10 to our super stat. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this off, and then I'm gonna throw a grenade at this Scion here. And as you can see, it just kills them. Now I'm going to apply the fragment. Now, if you pay close attention, whenever an enemy dies, you're going to see an additional void explosion go off, which just adds a little bit more damage. As you can see, there's multiple explosions after they die. For the next fragment, we have Echo of Insatiability. Defeating targets with grenades grants volatile rounds to your void weapons. And it gives us a +10 to our melee. So I am using the Graviton Lance and the Commemoration Void Heavy Machine Gun. As you can see, I don't have destabilizing rounds on my Commemoration. But when I get a grenade kill, now I have volatile rounds, and now my machine gun has volatile rounds. Or my Graviton Lance has volatile rounds, which is really nice. Then up next, we have the Echo of Persistence. Void buffs applied to you, aka Invisibility, Overshield, and Devour, have increased duration, and this takes away 10 points to our class ability. So since Devour is so important in this build to keep us alive, we definitely want to make sure we have a long uptime on our Devour, which is why we're using Echo of Persistence. And then last but not least, we have Echo of Starvation. Picking up a Void Breach or an Orb of Power will grant us Devour. So we're getting Devour by getting a Void ability kill, but if for some reason our Scatter Grenade or melee does not end up getting the kill, we can just pick up an Orb of Power to get Devour. So this just ensures we're literally going to have Devour all the time. Now, going over all of our armor mods, first off on the helmet, I've got Harmonic Siphon for Void Weapons. For my Graviton Lance and Commemoration, whenever I get a kill, it will spawn an Orb of Power, and then we will get Devour from that. I also have a Super Font on here, currently rocking a 94 super stat, so whenever I pick up an orb, this is going to push me past that 100 super stat. And then we have a Heavy Ammo Finder to increase the effect of all contributions towards the heavy ammo meter. On our arms, I have a Firepower. Your grenade final blows create an Orb of Power. So as you can see here, throw down the Scatter Grenade. Boom, and there is an Orb of Power. Then we are taking 2 grenade fonts. You gain a bonus to your grenade stat while you have any armor charge. Your armor charge decays over time. So I do believe 1 grenade font is a +20 to your grenade, so rocking 2 of them gives you a +40. I am currently sitting at a 160 grenade stat. So after I pick up an Orb of Power, it shoots all the way up to 200. And at a 200 grenade stat, I do believe it is a +45% grenade damage, which makes the Scatter Grenade even more powerful. On the chest piece, we have Void Ammo Generation. Increases the ammo generation of Void Weapons. Since I'm using 2 Void Weapons, this is nice. I also have a Health Font. This is going to give us a +20 to our health stat. And I have a Charged Up mod. Increases the maximum number of stacks of the armor charge you can carry. So the more stacks of armor charge that we have, the longer we will have that 200+ grenade stat, which is why we're taking Charged Up. On the boots, we have a Void Weapon Surge, which is going to grant my Void Weapons a small bonus to damage while we have armor charge. We have Recuperation, replenishes health each time you pick up an Orb of Power. Honestly, with how much we have Devour going on, you don't really need this. So you could swap this out for something else, like maybe if you want more class ability energy, go for Insulation, or more melee ability energy, go with Invigoration. Then I'm also running a Stacks on Stacks. Picking up an Orb of Power grants you 1 additional stack of armor charge. So as you can see, we've got an Orb of Power right here. Normally, if we didn't have that mod, when you pick it up, you get 1 stack of armor charge. But if you look, we pick up 1 and we already have 2 stacks of armor charge. Then on our class item, we're taking Reaper. Shortly after using your class ability, your next weapon final blow spawns an Orb of Power, which is just another way for us to get Devour up. We have a Time Dilation. Your decaying armor charge has a longer duration. So instead of getting armor charge for 10 seconds, it bumps it up to 15 seconds. And then we have an Outreach mod on here, which is going to reduce our melee cooldown when we use our class ability. So right here, I get rid of my melees. I'm going to pop my class ability. Keep your eye on the melee charge. And it bumps up a tiny bit. Keep in mind, I do have a super low melee stat right now, which is why I'm using Outreach. But keep in mind, the higher your melee stat is, the bigger chunk of ability energy you'll get back when you pop your class ability. And just for some more Void Seekers, you guys probably already noticed, but I'm using the Graviton Lance. Comes with the Cosmology trait. Kills with this weapon cause enemy targets to detonate and spawn void projectiles that track targets. So we are getting tracking seekers from our grenade. We're getting tracking seekers from our Graviton Lance, and we can also pop our super and get those void tracking seekers. Guardians, this is the ultimate add clear build in Destiny 2 Renegades right now. Super powerful, super fun. And like I said, this has been making the legendary campaign very easy for me. That is pretty much going to do it for the build. If you guys enjoyed this and you guys are new around here, consider subscribing. Like I said, dim link will be in the description so you guys can copy and paste this and use this build to your heart's content. I'm paid to be famous. I appreciate you guys tuning in, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.